What's going on, guys? Today I've got another good one for you. I got some new wheels for the Cateye Chevy project, so something that y'all probably enjoy, and we're going to get into the specs of them. There's something good about them and there's something not so good about them. First off, as I asked with any video, please hit that like, hit that thumbs up button on there. I appreciate it a lot, and all y'all supporting me, it really means a lot. So also please consider subscribing. Take a look down below. Even if you think you've already subscribed, I've had people say, oh man, I thought I was subscribed, and they looked and they weren't. So just check that if you don't mind for me. It just means a lot and it really helps out. So let's take a look at them. So what we got is a set of American Racing AR 914 wheels. They are a 20-inch tall by a 8.5-inch wide, and they are on a 30mm offset. So they're going to be perfect for future plans. Now, the not so good thing is it came with some real nice tires, but these tires, they're just not going to work for the future plans of this truck. They're like some meats and kind of aggressive, and they're just not going to cut it. So my plan, I'll go ahead and tell y'all, my plan is to go lower with this truck, lower than it is already. But basically these wheels are a 6-spoke, kind of a hint back to the torque thrust design, and I did get a heck of a deal on them. So they are in really good shape. Of course, remember, if you're not into chrome, you can always use plasti dip or powder coat or do whatever you want to do. I did already, just to make it look better, on the brake drum back here in the back, I cleaned that all up and painted it gloss black just to make it nice and clean behind there. I'm going to paint the front calipers behind the front wheels. But these actually are a 285 55 20, and they're so tall that on the driver's side they actually rub at times when you're turning. So that's the bad. The bad is that the tires are too tall, but the good thing is tomorrow I am headed over to the discount tire shop. Something else I was going to mention is that, you know, one thing that people don't always think about with tires and wheels and stuff like that is tire weight. So the weight on the old 18-inch takeoffs, those actually were in the 60-pound range. They were 62.2 pounds is what each tire and wheel weighed. And on these new ones, they were 88.3 pounds per tire and wheel. So that's a really big difference, and I don't think people really always, you know, think about that when they're getting a tire and wheel set up for the vehicle. So if you care at all about performance, then you really want a tire and wheel that is going to look good, it's going to perform good, and it's not going to be too heavy. So it's just something to think about. So if we add that up, 88.3 compared to 62.2, you're talking about 26.1 pounds per tire and wheel that was just added to this truck. So that's a big difference. That means that we just added over 100 pounds of rotating weight on this truck, and that can be pretty significant for your performance, for acceleration, for braking, just all the above. So the tires that I've got, that I'm getting, they're not going to be like rubber bands or anything, but I'm going to show them to you, and the weight of those is going to take off almost as much weight as we just added, and we're still going to stay with 20-inch rims. Now we're going to take a look. I'm going to do a Draggy run. What I want to test is, so taller tires are going to hurt your gearing. right? Shorter tires are going to help our gearing and give you more acceleration. So we just went taller in tire, and shorter is really what we need with having 323 gears. So if we went with a shorter tire, it would be almost like we went from 323s to say 342s or something like that. It's not a massive jump, but it does make a difference. And then obviously the taller of the tire that you get, then that's going to make it to where the gearing got worse. So that would take us from like a 323 and head us in a direction of like a 308 gear. So that's not the way that we want to go, and that's the way that these tires just took us. So we're going to see what the Draggy run is like with the added weight and a tire that on tape measure actually measures out to about 32 inches. If you do a calculation, it'll say 32.4, but no tire usually is ever as tall as it actually should be. That's just what I found out every time that I put a tape measure on a tire. So anyways, we're going to do some Draggy runs. We're going to see what it gets us, and then we're going to take a look at the new tires, see how much time difference there is between the taller, bigger, heavier tires versus the smaller ones, which is going to help even give us more gearing than what those 18-inch wheels and those tires gave us. So as y'all can see by that video, the Nexen tires and the bigger wheels, the combination of that, which added 104.4 rotating pounds of weight to the truck, slowed us down from our previous run of around 15.22 when it was tuned to now 15.58. And then also our mile per hour was about 93.7, I believe, after it was tuned. And then now we're back down into the 90 mile per hour range. So we slowed down 0.36 in the quarter mile and about 3 miles per hour in the quarter mile. So really, we pretty much just slowed down the truck every bit of what we gained from tuning the truck. Couple more changes. The reason why I throw in there the density altitude and the humidity and other numbers is for those who are wondering like what the DA was and everything during the run. So as you can see, the DA was really, really good. It was nice and cool outside, so the air quality was better than it was when we made the 15.22 pass. So the DA was like negative 2,000 almost on that 15.58 run. And then previously, when we did the other runs, it was right around 100 to 160 DA. So yeah, we went slower in better air and in colder air. Also, another change real fast, just because I like to try to keep y'all in the know of any variables. Before, when we ran that 15.22, we had about 3/4 of a tank of gas, and now on this pass, we had right at half a tank of gas. Some might think, well, that doesn't make much of a difference, but 1 gallon of gas weighs roughly 6 to 6.1 pounds per gallon. So if you have like, say, even a 5-gallon swing of how much gas is in the gas tank, well, you might have a 30-pound swing one way or the other. And as we saw on a truck like this, 100 pounds was roughly worth about a tenth, maybe even a hair more. So now we're going to step outside and we're going to go take a look at these new tires and talk about them. All right, y'all, so here's what I got. I got a set of 275 4520 Continental Extremecontact DWS 06 Plus tires. Yes, that is a big mouthful. However, these tires are awesome. I run these exact same tires pretty much on the front of the Cadillac and on the front of the G8. They are the DWS 06 version, and these tires here are now the DWS 06 Plus. Basically, on the plus ones, they just simply made a little revision to try to get more traction in both wet and dry, and also just get them to perform even better than they did already. So they just made little tweaks to an already great tire that's been around for a long time. So as I promised, we are going to drop a lot of weight by going to the new tires, and we did. These new Continentals on these wheels weigh exactly 65 pounds. So we just dropped a total of 23.3 pounds of rotating weight by going to these Continentals. Again, a 275/45/20 from the Nexen tires, which were a 285/55/20. So just changing that, we just dropped that much weight right off of our truck. The plan is going to be to lower the truck on down more. So now we've got a good wheel and tire that right now, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look too small or anything. It still fits the truck. But when we lower it on down further, it's going to sit just right. I did a bunch of research. I took a look and I said, all right, what tire can I fit in here that's not going to be too small, that is going to be lightweight, is going to give me some more gearing? And here we go. The 275/45/20 is going to fit the bill just right. So as y'all can see, I did the red brake calipers. The red brake calipers really make it pop, and I really like how they turned out. Some of y'all may have seen the YouTube short that I posted just a few days ago about how to take and do your red brake calipers, or whatever color you want to, in 15 seconds or less. I took y'all through every step, and I think it turned out really good. So now we gotta jump to the Draggy again. We gotta see, what does these tires and wheels now run on the Draggy now that we just dropped all that weight. So here's the run of that. All right, so as you can see, we just went 15.18 in the quarter mile, which is actually the fastest pass yet to date. It is faster than the 15.22 when we were tuning. Now to go over some differences on that 15.18 pass, it was around -700 DA density altitude. The temperature was still decently cool. Another change, I filled up with gas in between the passes between the Nexen 285/55/20 tires and these Continental tires. So we took on over a half a tank of gas, and we had worse DA than when we had the heavier tires on, because remember, we were at negative about 2,000. So in worse air with more fuel, we went 4/10 faster, exactly. And we picked up our 3 mph, which we had lost. So y'all, I can't stress enough, pay attention when you are getting and picking out your tires and wheels, and pay attention to weight, pay attention to size, pay attention to offset of your wheels, all of that. Everything is in the details. So the more you research, the more you pay attention to the details, the better things are going to come out. Just another detail, these tires are just shy of 29.5 inches tall. And remember, the Nexen tires were 32 inches tall. So we dropped 2.5 inches roughly of overall tire height, which again helps out our gearing. So that is what we ended up with. So I'm really happy with the tires. I'm really happy with the wheels. I'm liking the way that this is coming together and the way that it's looking. I think this truck is really taking a step forward from when I picked it up roughly 2 months ago. And I sure have enjoyed making these videos for y'all, and I can't wait to do some more. Let me know what y'all think of these details and the Draggy runs and these wheels and tires, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.